In part 1 of the Johnny Cash story, we elaborated on his life, his career, and the unfortunate passing of his wife, June Carter. This video will be more so about Johnny's legacy and how it's been preserved very well almost 20 years after his death. He's gotten bigger and better. His music has aged like fine wine. Music is already timeless, but it's even better knowing that you're listening to a once-in-a-lifetime talent that Johnny indeed was. Yo, before this video resumes, I want to let you know that YouTube keeps telling me that most of my audience has not subscribed to my channel yet, so if you have not already, I would greatly appreciate if you do. Hit the bell if you would like, but subscribe is the most important one. Leave a comment down below, let me know who you'd like for me to cover next, and I will gladly get to it. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of this video. Johnny Cash will unfortunately pass away from complications from diabetes on September 12, 2003, almost 4 months after his wife passed. 71 years old, and he'd be buried next to her at Memory Gardens in Hendersonville, Tennessee. In 2004, Rolling Stone would name Johnny Cash number 31 on their 100 Best Musicians of All Time list and number 21 on their 100 Best Singers of All Time list. Rolling Stone would also rank At Folsom Prison, his 1968 live album, at number 88 on the 500 Best Albums of All Time list. On that same list would be his 1994 album American Recordings, coming in at number 366 on that same 500 Greatest Albums of All Time list. In February of 2010, Rick Rubin and the Cash family would release American Sixth, Ain't No Grave, which would be the second posthumous Johnny Cash album. The main street in Hendersonville, Tennessee is also known as the Johnny Cash Parkway. The Johnny Cash Museum, or as it was known as the House of Cash through the music video Hurt, would burn down in 2006. Fortunately, in 2013, under new ownership, the Johnny Cash Museum would relaunch, this time in Nashville, Tennessee. The JC Unit 1, Johnny Cash's personal private bus he used from 1980 till 2003, is on display at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, Ohio. Be warned though, this is a seasonal display only. Do not try and visit in the wintertime to see it, it will not be available. In 2014, the city of Folsom would introduce the Johnny Cash Trail, or at least phase 1 of it. It was attended by his daughter Roseanne Cash, who would do the ribbon cutting ceremony. A committee that included Johnny Cash's daughter Cindy would select the art pieces that you will see on that same Johnny Cash Trail in Folsom, indicating his time there, his history, and what Folsom meant to Johnny and what Johnny meant to Folsom. In 2015, a new species of tarantula was discovered near Folsom Prison and was deemed the, oh boy, help me out, Aphanabelma Johnny Cashy? I don't know how to pronounce this. He has a spider named after him. I mean, come on. What a legend. In 2016, the Nashville Sounds minor league baseball team would introduce a new between-innings race, including the foam caricatures of Johnny Cash, Reba McEntire, Dolly Parton, and George Jones. Looks a little terrifying, but I imagine it was fun. In 2018, a new album was announced entitled Forever Words, which would be poems that Johnny had written and were published in 2016, translated to music. In May of 2018, the National Register of Historic Places would locate and register Johnny's house in Dyess, Arkansas, Farm 266, Johnny's boyhood home. Speaking of Arkansas, in June of 2018, they would honor Johnny Cash and give him the Lifetime Achievement Award, the most famous musician in the history of Arkansas. Which isn't saying much, but at least they have something to celebrate. In 2019, Cheryl Crowe would release a duet with Johnny on her song Redemption Day for her last album, Threads. She originally recorded it in 1996, but she would record new vocals and add them to Johnny, who recorded his on American Six, Ain't No Grave. In 2019, Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson would announce that Johnny Cash would be getting a statue in the National Statuary Hall to represent the history of Arkansas, and because of his music contributions, he would be a good figure to represent them, unlike their second most popular figure from Arkansas. The portrayals for Johnny are usually pretty good, starting in 1999 with country singer Mark Colley starring in a short film entitled I Still Miss Someone. Perhaps the best portrayal of Johnny Cash came in 2005, I Walked the Line, where Joaquin Phoenix stole the show as Johnny Cash. Reese Witherspoon would also play June Carter Cash. They would both go on to win an Academy Award for their performance, and they would release Jackson, a single that they sung themselves. John Cash Jr., the son of Johnny, would also go on to be the executive producer of that same film, Walk the Line. Lance Guest would go on to portray Johnny Cash in the Broadway show $1 Million Quartet, the same Broadway show that would be nominated for 3 awards, the 2010 Tonys, and would take home 1 of them. In 2013, veteran LA Times pop music critic Robert Hilburn, who accompanied Johnny Cash in his 1968 Folsom Prison Blues show, and interviewed Johnny many times throughout his life, including before his death, introduced a 688-page biography with 16 pages of photos. Johnny Cash was a rare human being. He spoke truth to power, he was a preacher, he was an outlaw, he was a blue-collar prophet. He stuck to his guns every time he had to, he always defended who he needed to defend. He was always true to himself and true to his fans. He was a unique musician and an even better human being, and his legacy will always be preserved as one of the greatest solo artists of all time.